How's it going, everybody? What's happening? I'm taking a beautiful walk down here at this park. Decided to come down and take some photographs of the mushrooms this season, all different types. As I'm walking along, I'm thinking about life and everything it entails, of course. Just this thought occurred to me. You know, I think I mentioned the other day in a video about letting negative thoughts come and go, pass through you. I wanted to expand on that a little bit by saying that when you say negative thoughts, you know, it's not always what people might think, such as like bad thoughts or things that you might want to do or shouldn't do, but rather just thoughts about life and death in general. You know, sometimes we are like, oh, wait a minute, I'm mortal. And I have learned that no matter what types of thoughts go through your mind, to just completely let them flow and to never resist the current. It's like you will get trapped trying to hold yourself and clinging to a rock. And the more we resist things in life, the more they continue to come at us. It's just the experience that I've had. And I guess I can only speak for myself. You know, I'm cautious not to say, this is the way the world works. But it really does come down to, in a sense, you are what you think. And, you know, we can project all different kinds of problems into our lives that really aren't there. And ultimately, we're all faced with the same existential thoughts, the same existential dread about, you know, what is this life and what does it all mean? And to me, I think it's crucial to just let go of that sometimes, and but not completely. So that's, I guess, the point I wanted to make, which is to always find a happy medium, you know, somewhere in the middle ground where you can still contemplate life and existence, but not be all wrapped up in it to where you feel like you're trapped. And I guess it really is all mindset, but there's only so much you can say about it, you know. I remember when I was younger, I used to have these weird thought patterns. I had, you know, somebody mentioned the other day about, we started talking about autism, and they mentioned that, you know, maybe I have like somewhere on the autism spectrum, and I said, well, don't we all? You know, I think that it's just a matter of once things reach a certain level, we diagnose it as ASL or ASR or whatever, or ASD, sorry, autism spectrum disorder. But the point being that we're all OCD, we're all ADD. This is just the human condition. And some people, it's even more intense. But I also have something that, I guess after, you know, trying to research it a little bit, it would fall under the, usually when you hear a lot when people have that, God, it was just in my head, and then I let it go, but where you cuss out of the blue, and but that's not what it is. There's these tics that you can get, and God, I wish I could remember. It's just a brain fart. But anyhow, we all have, damn it, I hate it when I forget something. But anyhow, to one degree or another, we all have a variety of these different, you know, what we call conditions. And when it comes to mental disorders, I think all of us have some sort of, you know, the same mental framework to work with a little variation in, you know, chemistry. But we can adapt ourselves to certain situations and just grow used to what we do. So, Tourette's, I knew it would come to mind if I just started talking. So there's also Tourette's Syndrome causes what they call tics or twitches, where you might, you know, blink your eyes a lot, or for me it was stretching my mouth. I'm gonna go down this trail, you know, really wide, or like licking my lips, weird nervous habits. And through my 20s and 30s, I had all these anxious habits. And one of them was a thinking, thought process disorder, where I would like have this negative thought, not a negative thought, I guess, just a thought about breathing, and it would lead me to think about my breathing. And I started thinking about my breathing. And then I'd get like stressed out because I'd say, am I breathing right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you out there have had a similar experience. Where you're like, oh no, now I'm consciously aware of my breathing. Well, this chain of thoughts ended up leading into all these other thoughts. And so I decided, instead of letting this control me, I'm going to control it. So I'm going to make this thought process lead up to something better. What could it be? And I thought, well, in you know, Eastern religions, being aware of your breathing is considered a blessing. It's something that they try to remember. So I said, fine, every time that happens, become consciously aware, and just let it flow. And I haven't had any of those thoughts in the longest time. Whenever they come, they just go. And I would like to say one last thing. When this is most pronounced when you're sleeping, or rather when you wake up in the middle of the night for a lot of people, or in the early morning, and all of these thoughts rush into your head, and maybe even before you go to bed, which causes a lot of people to not be able to sleep. And you have a thought, and then it compounds, then you panic, and you think about another thought, and it keeps going. It is really hard to clear your head completely. And it's something that I'm just learning how to do in my 40s. So if you're having similar problems, just keep working at it. Just keep practicing. Keep telling yourself, I'm going to make this what I want it to be, because nobody else will. Ooh, nice little mushroom down here. It's yellow. Pretty cool. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And, this is a world where we all need to help each other, It doesn't mean we're all victims, but we don't have to play the victim. And we can take our power back from ourselves. Point being, I guess, that we have enough problems in this world without, puffballs, without being distracted by our own breathing or our own thoughts, So take it for what you will. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. If you ever feel down, if you ever feel depressed, lonely, stressed, anxious about life, close your eyes and back up through the atmosphere of the Earth, out into space, past the solar system, through the Kuiper Belt, out into the galaxy, out past the galaxy, out to the superclusters, all the way to the edge of the universe, and then just laugh at yourself for thinking that your problems are that big. And I want you to know, that's not belittling our problems. It's just saying it's a challenge to how we handle them. Talk to y'all later.